Fashion, Art and Media. I'm Lydia Cutler, and today with me is a very beautiful girl. She's a model, and she's going to tell you a bit more about herself. Please introduce yourself and let us know you.
Hello, my name is Maria, and I'm from Russia. I have some experience in modeling. It was maybe some time ago, and I still do remember how was it, and I still missing it so much, and I'm trying to involve myself nowadays, even if it's a pandemic time. So it's good to maybe continue believing in fashion and beauty.
Right. So when did you start modeling?
I started modeling, I think it was 2006. It was many years ago when I was quite young and I just finished school. So it was kind of good start. And because I have some maybe physical features which suit to be a model. So
Right.
I decided to use it and to go forward.
Right.
Yes.
Tell us about those physical features you are talking about.
Specific features. First of all, I grew up and I became so tall, and I'm like, what can I do with all these long legs? Yes, and it was always, I like to dress myself up, and maybe, yes, the first reason was because I was tall and I was skinny, and even my friends, they were joking that the wind will blow and Maria will fly away. Yes, but somehow I'm still keeping myself in the same body shape. I'm not changing at all. So I think
Right.
it's that genetic thing.
Right. So the reason why I asked, I have had to interview another model from Russia. And what she said to me is that she's actually 5'8", and she says because she's not so tall, she couldn't become a runway model. And I was actually quite surprised because in the UK, we take models who are 5'8". So now you've confirmed that you have to be very tall to be on the runway.
Yes, I think there was a requirement to be tall for that. Maybe for the photo shoots, for the magazines, you don't have to be tall. You have just to be, you have to have charisma and maybe some beauty, because everybody is unique and has its own beauty. So maybe your agency or pigeon will see it and you will find something special. So you can use it and grow as a model. But for catwalks, as I remember in my region, there was a requirement to be tall.
Right.
And yes, nowadays things are changing, so probably maybe it's different now. But that days, yeah.
Actually, London Fashion Week and obviously New York Fashion Week, all the top fashion weeks do take very tall models. Victoria's Secret takes very tall models. So what you're doing in Russia is okay. It's perfect. Except we tend, the smaller fashion weeks, the fashion shows tend to take, slightly shorter models for the simple fact we want to give them an opportunity, So, but what you're doing in Russia is just perfect, it's amazing. So,
thank you.
You since 2006, you said you did the modeling, but I also know that you do fitness modeling. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, right. You're right. That was my specific one.
Tell us about that.
Oh, thank you. I can talk about fitness a lot. So
go on then.
Yeah. And the thing is, when I was little and I was school, I was in sport. And then, yes, and I was, that's why I was kind of not really paying attention for modeling. Then I grew up and like, okay, I can use it too.
Right.
And I want to use all these opportunities. And the thing is, I was trying to work as a fitness trainer as well. So I was working in 2 different areas. And for some fitness club, they wanted to have a promotion or any kind of marketing companies. So they were doing photo shoots, and because I was working there, so they could use me as well as a trainer. So I was involved in that things as well. So I was kind of proud of myself to see on a big billboard, like,
oh wow, that's amazing.
Because billboards are allowed, for example, in Russia. Here they're not allowed.
Yes, I know.
So that's why I was passing by like,
it is exciting when you see yourself on a billboard, obviously. I think it's something wonderful because I see myself in a newspaper or a magazine and I feel so good. So I would like to think that being on a billboard is probably more exciting than that because there's everybody seeing you as they drive by.
Yes, and it's kind of encouraging people because it's about health as well.
Yes.
And I think to be beauty, it means somehow to be healthy. So, and for me, it was like involving maybe some other people to join and to understand that everything's possible. And
exactly.
Yes, it's a good feeling and to be somehow a bit proud of yourself as well.
Oh, definitely. Yes, of course. So was this in Moscow or was it in another city? Which city?
It was in another city. It wasn't in Moscow because it was Perm and Ekaterinburg. It was another part of the country. It was the middle of the country. So it's quite far from Moscow. It was Ural Mountains. So they're quite big cities as well, but quite far from Moscow. I was thinking about it, but my mom that day, she would say, no. The thing is, I was getting invitations maybe to go and work. I think one time it was some European country. And it was Asia. And I had to get her permission. And she didn't tell me. And she said no, because maybe you will do something different. Maybe they will steal you and steal your documents and all these things. So I didn't go, but it was a good probably opportunity. Who knows? Some of the girls, they went and some of the girls, they went abroad, so they built their careers. So depends on probably your parents as well.
I understand what you're saying, because if your parents are not going to support you, then you cannot actually go to these places, go on to become a top model. You will just have to stop, like in your case. And I understand it's not just in Russia, even in Africa. Parents, I can tell you my story. I did not train to become a fashion designer until now. This is the time that I'm actually getting myself to train, even if I've won so many awards, just because my dad felt fashion design was not a job. It's not important. He thought other things were important, but this is what the parents forget. Sometimes the kids know what they want. Anyway, you're here now and you're still going to be modeling, so it's okay. I'm also a fashion designer, so it's okay.
I can't understand. I can't imagine how it's hard to go against your parents' opinion and how to try to prove that it's very important, because it's your way how to express yourself.
Exactly.
The personality. And when somebody trying to stalk you and maybe block all these things, it's so hard.
I know. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
So I could ask why you see yourself 5 years from now, but because we are in a pandemic, that question will not make sense if I ask about that. So what I'll ask is that you obviously are going to be a model in future, especially now that you are in Scotland. What do you think? What do you want to see in the, in your path as a model? What do you want to see in Scotland?
I want to see the growth. I think because, for example, as a fashion designer, you want to maybe to build your name, to make people know you, to show that, and people to be proud that in their region, in their country, there is this person who somehow bring this, I don't know how to explain. It's just the spirit for other people to be proud that they are born here, they live here, and they can be beside and be involved in this process. Because maybe people think, okay, you're from Aberdeen, gas and oil, so there is this stereotype, and maybe there are other areas and they don't see that they exist. But if, for example, these events will start happening and this industry will grow, so it's another opportunity even for the region, for these cities to see and maybe somehow invest in this as well.
Actually, in Aberdeen, we have Aberdeen Fashion Week. We have your weddings exhibition, which is big. Normally about 2,000 people attend. We have smaller shows, smaller fashion events that are happening, that used to happen before the pandemic. So there is actually, you're going to enjoy yourself here because there is lots and lots of shows happening. And again, because you mentioned the oil and gas, most of the people who are, I'm not saying that the Scottish people don't come to the shows, but most of the people who come to the Fashion Week especially are the expatriates from the oil and gas. So because you mentioned that, I would like to tell you that you are in the right city because things are happening. Things are happening here.
Oh, I like when the things are happening. I like to be on the move. I like to be, on the wave of something interesting.
Right.
Yes.
So actually, the question I was asking was about yourself. Do you want to continue modeling in Aberdeen? So this is what I was actually asking. What do you want to see in Aberdeen? How do you want to see yourself as a model in Aberdeen?
You mean what kind of maybe wishes I have and desires?
Yes.
Oh, my wishes and desires, of course, to be involved in that exhibitions and that events, like, as you said, Aberdeen Fashion Week or wedding events, and to represent and wear nice, pretty clothes. It's just the maybe girls thing, but I like to dress nicely.
Right.
And yes, I like it. And maybe somehow and sometime in the future, I don't know what, I have this idea, just I want to see myself in a magazine as well.
Oh, that's possible. That's possible because I'm again going to go back and refer to the photographers. We have lots of photographers that work with us at the Fashion Week. And these photographers, I think most of them or all of them have been featured in magazines. And then again, we have magazines here in Aberdeen that also, if you're a really good model, for instance, the Strand magazine, if you're a really good model, you get yourself in those magazines. Now, Aberdeen Fashion Week has had the opportunity, because I am not bragging, But most of my friends, especially on social media, are people that I met when I was showcasing in other countries, for instance. So because of that, when they see the photos that I post of, say, my models, or a fashion show, or a fashion week, or a fashion event, they will ask, who is that? So they are constantly scouting. We have one of my models is now, actually recently did, I don't know if you've watched the Gemini Man, the film.
Really.
He was body double to Will Smith.
Oh, really?
That model comes from Aberdeen, and he's actually been blessed like that. He's also modeling for London Fashion Week. He's doing a lot of commercials from Aberdeen Fashion Week. We've had our models. I have a model who was modeling with us, has been discovered, and he is now in New York. And,
That's great.
you know, things, yeah. So when you're a model, you want to be seen, and you're going to be seen. So when you are there, just know that it's not just a magazine in Aberdeen. You could be a magazine in New York, or a magazine in Toronto, or, you know, a magazine in Moscow. You know? So, yeah.
Yeah.
So if anyone wanted to become a model, because obviously you're an international model, what can you advise any models from anywhere in the world, especially people who watch our program do not only come from the UK, they come from all over the world. So what can you tell our viewers?
I think the best thing is just to believe in yourself, in your talent, and that you're unique, and you can bring something from yourself into this industry as well. And somehow it's the way to express your creativity.
Exactly.
Because we are all creative in different areas.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a huge opportunity to express it, because there is no limits.
That's
And
right. That's right.
because I'm
Amazing.
creative, I like to do things, and yes, and this is one of my favorite things. When I was little, I was at school, maybe. I started to draw little pictures, but I wasn't thinking to become a model. I was just drawing the suits, what I want to wear. And then my mom, she had a sewing machine, and we were studying that kind of, we had these classes to sew stuff. And I was sewing my outfits as well by myself. And I was so happy.
Hello. We have a guest there.
She's my little model as well.
She's beautiful.
Thank you. Yes. And yes, I was doing all these little things. And one time, I didn't really know that I am kind of doing something important. But one teacher at school said, "Did you see that other girls who are younger, they started to copy you and do the same stuff?" And I'm like, wow, I didn't really realize it. But then I started to pay attention. So maybe the things which I was trying to wear and do, some other girls, they liked it.
Wow, that's amazing. So creativity with you started at a young age.
Yes.
That's
so
amazing.
I'm not too bad in drawing. But yes, I would prefer maybe to be more a model than.
Oh, you can do anything you want. You can be a model. You can be a model and a designer. You know, you can be anything you want, because, well, I don't know about how the world is going to be after the pandemic, but I'm sure you still can be anything you want soon.
I'm sure it will be, yes. Probably our government and other governments, they will find a solution for this problem, maybe. But everything is temporary. From downs, there are ups. So probably the next time, after maybe half of year, it will be the huge wave up. I don't know.
Exactly. Let's hope for the best.
Yes.
So Maria, if people wanted to, obviously, as I said, we have model scouts who are going to be watching. how can, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you for modeling or for advice, how can they get in touch?
All my, for example, social media accounts, they are open, so it's quite easy to find me. Yes, I don't have fake names, and I'm very open to communication.
Do people have fake names on? I mean, maybe they do, but when you are a professional model, you cannot afford to have a fake name. I think.
Maybe if, for example, you become very, very famous, probably you will want to do something to create something fake as well.
Well, exactly. This is it. So you are on Facebook, you are on Instagram. Where else are you on?
Instagram, Facebook, just this, I don't know, WhatsApp, Telegram.
Right.
It's not about the social media, but I don't really have an account on Twitter. So
probably
I should create it.
Right. Facebook and Instagram are probably okay, I think, because because people can find you from there. Nowadays, Instagram has become a really major, how can I call it? Like a major stage to modeling, you know? It is where all models go to post their photos so that, you know, we have Instagram models who have become top models.
Yes.
So where you are is okay.
Thank you. I think it's, yes, sometimes I'm just going there and then looking at, you know, what kind of ideas people have to show themselves, to introduce themselves to the world, to maybe their friends. And it's quite interesting.
Right.
But I like to create my own ideas too.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Any final words you might have, something you missed to tell us?
Missed to tell you about my experience or about what I'm doing? Something
Anything
like
you might want to add?
To add. I just really miss being involved in all these things, really. I don't like this lockdown, really. It stops.
No one likes it,
yeah.
But it's essential.
I think everything can go online, as you said about, you mentioned Instagram. For example, if there is a YouTube as well, so maybe there is opportunity to do something online on YouTube. So maybe show your catwalk or maybe promote yourself there as well.
The problem with that is that in other countries they are doing that, actually. But the problem with that is that you need someone to wear your clothes so that you can show them. If you don't have any, we are not supposed even to get close to each other. 2 meter distance. How are you going to dress someone up? You know? So because of this, because of this, some like Aberdeen Fashion Week, we're not doing anything this year. Well, we could, but we prefer not to because we like hands-on. We like to be there to see, to touch and everything. So we're not doing anything. And actually, welcome to Aberdeen Fashion Week. And when we are back, probably next year, we would like to see you on the runway.
Oh, thank you. It would be nice.
Nice to join. Not a problem.
But I think, you know, if, for example, these events could happen maybe outside, not inside of if some venues would exist. So maybe
not in winter.
2 meters difference. I don't know.
Not in winter.
Not in winter, yes. Quite cold.
And even then, some dresses, for instance, let's take a wedding dress. You're going to want someone to lace another to make the dress work. How is someone going to be 2 meters away and lace that dress? You know?
Yes, I understand. And very inefficient it would be.
it's actually quite complicated.
Yes.
It's really complicated because for a dress to fit properly, the designer needs to go and touch and feel and, you know, and do all sorts of things to make the dress look good. Because ultimately, for the fashion week, the buyers come to buy the dresses. So you want your dress to look good in the model. On the model, sorry, not in, on the model. So if you are not going to be able to touch the model to make the dress look good, then what's the point?
Yes.
You know? So not this year, probably next year.
You should live in the same household all together.
Oh, that could be nice. That could really be nice.
Just let's buy the hotel.
That will be nice. That sounds like something that can happen, but right now with the government directives, I'm not sure that's even possible.
Yes,
you know,
but
we'll be paying £1,700 to get to be in the same hotel to have a fashion show or a fashion week. So not possible. Anyway, it's been really nice talking to you. It's been really nice getting to hear about modeling in Russia. And I can't wait to see you on the runway during Aberdeen Fashion Week.
Thank you very much. It was really my pleasure to talk to you, to the person who is,
thank you.
Yes, who takes a part in all these events and
thank
who is
you.
the creator.
Thank you very much. I appreciate.
With your clothes and your hair and your face and your shoes. Fashion.
Fashion.
Aberdeen fashion.
Fashion.